I had a strong experience of that in my life with coming to peace with my childhood stuff. So I grew up, I had a very difficult relationship with my mom when I was a kid. I felt that I was being unfairly treated all the time, whether it was in relationship to my brother, who I felt was getting more preferential treatment, and I was jealous, or if it was just feeling that she was angry for no reason and that it wasn't fair. In fact, my parents said that this was kind of my mantra when I was a little kid was, it's not fair. And they thought I'd become a lawyer because I was constantly very argumentative and proving my case why things were not fair and why I was being treated unfairly. But I grew up then with a kind of feeling of resentment, I had a lot of heavy negativity, wore a lot of black clothes when I was a teenager, and commiserated a lot with my friends about this. But I think I was in my early 20s and I was doing some healing processes. And in that process, I came across this idea that, if you really knew everything that people have been through, they are doing their best. And I had a moment of insight, and it was just during a long drive between Indiana and Chicago and on that boring highway with nothing to do. Somehow my mind was still processing this stuff. I had also read a book called Radical Forgiveness, which I recommend, which is also about, just shifting your perspective, seeing that whatever happens, it's part of who you are, and being grateful for some of the sufferings and hardships and unfairnesses that you've been through. And I was able to step back from it, just kind of like, it was like seeing my mom, not as my mom, but as a human being. And as a human being who truly had done her best. Having a child when she was really young and not yet ready, and she'd really done her best. And I really, not intellectually, but emotionally, kind of deeply connected with that and understood it. And somehow, in that moment, I also tried to just imagine the divinity in her. And that's also a process that you can do, is just, seeing a person and seeing them sort of dissolve or melt into, divinity, and just feeling that presence in them. And I did this process kind of in my mind, in my thoughts. And I felt such a feeling of relief and of lightness, like letting go, all of that kind of heavy stuff, just dissolving, evaporating. And it had no root, because I realized, oh, yeah, she was just trying her best. She's just a human being like me.